we're live.
Hello everyone, this is Sam Vandy Vandewater with the Planning and Building Services Department calling this October 13th Archaeological Commission meeting to order. I'll start with attendance. We don't currently have quorum, but that might change. But so going down the list, you have Planning and Building Services President, Museum Representative.
Present.
No ARC present, no Native American present, no industry rep whatsoever, and our alternate is not present. So with the lack of quorum, what I'll do is I will go to section 4 of the agenda, which is review of survey, as there is code that would allow the designee for planning and building services to approve surveys if there is no quorum, should the surveys not have any findings. So I'm going to go on to case 4A, which is CDP 2021-0011. This is, the owner is Yoshiyuki Karahashi. The applicant is Truly Lee and Yoshiyuki Karahashi. The request is a standard coastal development permit for the required follow-up to an emergency permit for the construction of a replacement septic system and adding an addition and remodel to the existing single-family residence and decks. The location is 2.8 miles southwest of the city of Fort Bragg, west of Highway 1, with an address of 33625 Pelican Way. And we now have two additional members, so we have quorum. So I will just, unless there's comment on this item, I was just going to prove this administratively with section 20.12.060C3, where when there is no quorum, the designee for the Planning and Building Services Director may accept surveys in which there are no findings. And I was going to do that unless any of the commissioners have comment, and otherwise I'll approve that and bring it back to the commission with quorum. So this was item 4A. When we started, there was only me and Commissioner McBean, so I was going to approve this administratively. And seeing as there's no comment, I'll approve this archaeological survey with the discovery clause. 22.12.060 3C. Okay. So let's go back to attendance, and we now have our Native American representative, Commissioner Scott, present. And we have our alternate member, Commissioner Lockhart, present. Commissioner Cole is still absent. And with that, we will go on to item 2 of the agenda. Archaeological Commission Administration. The applications listed below will be reviewed by the Archaeological Commission. You are invited to view the meeting on YouTube and provide any information pertinent to these applications. If you have photographs of the site, you are encouraged to email them to the above email address by 2 p.m. on October 13th, 2021. Do we have any items, or do we have any people who would like to speak to items who are not the owner applicant agent?
We do not have any.
Okay, thank you. Moving on the agenda, we have section 3, which is surveys required, where we will determine if a survey shall be required for the following projects. The first case is 3A, which is CDP 2021-0028. The owner applicant is Patrick and Lori Bressler. The request is a standard coastal development permit for after-the-fact permitting of 2 sheds, 1 standalone shelter, and 1 greenhouse, and a variance. This is located approximately 1.7 miles south of Fort Bragg with an address of 31451 Bayview Lane, Fort Bragg. Do we have anyone on the agenda for this? Okay, so Mr. Bessler,
Yes.
we're gonna review your project. Is there anything you would like the commissioners to consider while they're reviewing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, and is the video working?
No.
Okay. Well, I would like to say just a couple things. I wanted to introduce Lori Bressler is here. Yeah, I guess you can't see her. And Hope maybe. Hope is a retired medical chemist and Lori is a retired ER nurse. I'm a retired carpenter with 20 years in the fire service. We're all in our mid-70s. So we moved here 2 years ago. And when we did that, we all like gardening. So we wanted to build a garden shed and a greenhouse. And I do woodworking. So I wanted to build a woodworking little shed as well. So I went down to the building services county and asked them for the requirements. And they told me over the counter what the requirements were for unpermitted accessory buildings. You still can't see me at all?
No, not at this time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
It's fine.
anyhow, they gave me 2 pamphlets, 2 handouts, one from the county and one from the city, and they highlighted for me the sections that would be appropriate to what I was showing them on my plot map and the APN. They highlighted the sections that talk about 120 square feet or less for sheds, what makes an auxiliary building, 200 square feet or less for a standalone deck. Well, all those things. So they highlighted them all for me, and I built my sheds according to those requirements, keeping everything under the limits for needing a permit. And I did not know that there was an additional requirements from the Coastal Commission. So I apologize to everybody for that mistake. I just wasn't aware of it. So anyhow, I built my sheds in the northeast corner of my property, behind a fence, underneath some trees. I painted them forest green. They blend in. You can hardly see them from the street. The closest one to the bluff is 80 feet away. In constructing these, I did no grading whatsoever. I had no soil disturbance. There's no foundations. There's no slabs. They're just, the sheds are sitting on cement piers, which are not embedded in the ground. They're just sitting on the ground. And the greenhouse, I'm sorry?
Sorry, so hi, Commissioner Cole. We have an applicant speaking at the moment.
Right. And the greenhouse is just sitting on 4x6 timbers. They're again just laying on the ground. So I didn't really disturb anything or have any digging involved with anything. Well, and I don't anticipate any soil disturbance going forward. There's no reason for anything. I have no reason to do that. So I might mention that there is 3 projects very close to our house, one right across the street in a very similar lot, just like ours on the bluff. And they just completed a project a couple years ago, and they had foundations, slabs, septic tanks, leach lines, all of that. They were not required to do any archaeological review or study. And then there's 2 other homes that were just built this last year that are half a block away. They also were not required to do any studies or surveys. And during the construction of those 3 projects, as well as us being here for 2 years, I've never heard of anybody finding any archaeological evidence. Or, well, I don't think there was anything found in those 3 projects, and I haven't seen anything since I've been here. Also on this Zoom thing, Amy Wynn and Jackie Dixon, I believe, are present. They were going to try and be here. I'm not sure whether they've signed in yet or not, from Wynn Consultants.
It appears that they are on.
Okay, so I have them out to visit the properties a couple of times, and have been using them for consulting and advice. Also mention that on Monday, I talked to Danny Marty over at NWIC, the Sonoma EDU, who had advised me to do a CRIS report, and she sent that to losing myself here, Mark Kleiser on August 31st. So I talked to her on Monday on the phone and told her that about not disturbing any soil, that I had not and don't plan to do any of that. And she said, well, then she would be open to revising that CRIS report if it was necessary. She didn't know whether it was necessary or not, but she said in understanding that might not trigger the same things that her CRIS letter did. I don't quite understand all that. I'm sorry. I think that's about all. If there's anything I can answer.
Well, so just to clarify, from what I'm understanding, these buildings are already here, and you're not proposing any new development at this, well, not new, but any further development at this point?
No, they're already existing, temporary in nature. The little standalone deck shelter, I would like to be able to put a little rolled roofing on the top just to make it more usable here on the coast and keep the bird droppings and needles and stuff off the deck. Not entirely necessary. We would probably get more use out of it if I was able to do that.
Right. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to bring it back to the commission, and we'll sit here and discuss it and come up with a determination. Okay. And we'll ask you do any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Bressler?
I do.
Yeah, Commissioner Scott.
Are you going to remove the 3 trees that are mentioned in the project plan here? Have they been removed, or?
No, they haven't. I built the sheds behind the trees, which makes me 5 feet away from the property line. The setback requirement, I believe, is 6 feet. If I have to move the sheds out 1 foot, I have to take all 3 trees down. So
that would be stump removal as well?
I'm sorry, what?
To remove the stumps.
No, I would just cut them off at ground level. But they're Monterey pines. The botanist has looked at them and said they're not on any protected list or anything. I just hate to lose the 3 trees for 1 foot. Behind the sheds is a fence anyhow, so I can't see the value of moving them 1 foot and losing 3 trees. But,
and then I have one more question.
Yes.
What do you walk on? Did you put any gravel on where your plants are, in your gardening sheds?
No.
Or you're just walking on soil?
Where the sheds were, there was a little bit of base rock or road base there anyhow, and I just put it on what was already there. On the deck, it was just needles from the cypress trees overhead, and I just raked some of the needles off, and then just put it on the ground, so I didn't dig anything out.
Okay, so you're not planning on putting any like pea gravel or any kind of
No, I don't.
Soil within your sheds, gardening sheds?
No, we don't need to do anything else. It's all,
Okay.
all fine. All our landscaping is up around the house. We are gardeners, all three of us, so we have some nice landscaping around the house, but the rest of the property is pretty much in a natural state with native grasses and plants.
Okay. That's all my questions.
Are there any
What
other
city-
commissioners with questions? Commissioner Cole?
What CDP is this?
The 2021 number 0028, the first one on the agenda.
It's after the fact.
I think didn't we make a recommendation to go with the California Historical Resource System, where they were going to figure out where the site is?
For this one, I don't think this one's come before us.
Oh, well, they say that this area contains or is adjacent to Cal Mendocino 1803.
Right, but they also don't have any ground disturbance proposed moving forward.
But I mean, our job is to protect cultural resources.
Yes, and if there's no impacts to those
California-
resources.
The California Historical Resources says that there is a site there. So we need to find out if it is there or is not there.
Based on
And
the
they
impact of this
recommend-
project, and there's no impacts because there's no ground disturbance.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, if it was me, if it was left up to me, I would go with what the California Historical Resource Information System is suggesting. That there is a site either there or immediately adjacent, and they recommend a qualified person to figure out where it is.
Well, and then you attended or you joined our meeting late, but Mr. Bressler did state that in working with our planner, Mark Kleiser, and between Mark Kleiser and Chris, that they were willing to rewrite the letter to recommend no survey based on the project. So if you would like, we can have Chris rewrite their letter and not recommend a survey, as they said that they would.
Everything's done already, Bill. I understand what your concern is, and it's right on the end.
What, we know where the site is?
No, we don't know. It's adjacent. But I don't know if he was on yet, but he said across the street, nothing popped up. And then somewhere near, there was another project and nothing popped up as well. So that doesn't mean it's not there. I know. It doesn't mean it's not there. I get what you're saying. And it's in a prime location.
Yeah, it's just that site was recorded and it's there somewhere. And
Right.
we need
Right,
to
but the responsibility of this commission is to determine how the project will impact archaeological resources, not to find every resource when a project comes before us. Because
Okay, how do we know whether or not it's going to impact it if we don't know where it is?
all the construction, all the development that is going to occur has already occurred. Therefore, there is no more further ground disturbance.
And there never was.
Well, there obviously was if there were buildings there.
No, I didn't disturb anything.
It's all on Pier Box.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
I'm Bill. I'm a little bit more comfortable that this is after the fact and they're not going to do anything. I know we need to
Okay.
find the site, but I'm okay with it. It's already happened. Now, if this didn't
Okay.
happen, if the sheds weren't there and this was a regular,
Yeah.
I would make them survey it.
And I would
Okay.
agree.
So I'm actually okay with this.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions by commissioners? All right, can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we do not require a survey or for CDP underscore 2021-0028.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Scott to approve approve the project with no survey required for CDP 2021-0028. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
I have a second by Commissioner McBean. We will take a roll call vote. The Planning and Building Services is an aye. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative?
Negative.
Native American representative?
Aye.
Alternate representative?
No.
Motion passes 3-2. Or, yeah, 3-2. So no survey will be required.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, thank you, Mr. Bressler and Amy and Jackie.
Yes, and thank you, the commission, for hearing me.
Next on the agenda is CDP 2021-0029. The owner is Hans and Evelyn Erickson. The applicant is Orsi Construction. The request is a standard coastal development permit to replace existing septic and remodel the single-family residence. Replace windows, doors, exterior siding, roof framing, interior plumbing and electrical, sheetrock and painting. This is located roughly 2,000 feet northwest of its intersection with Camp 2 10 Mile Road with an address of 29100 North Highway 1. Do we have a person representing the project? Okay. So there's no one representing the project, so the item is before the commission.
Come on.
Can you guys hear my dogs barking?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't hear
likely.
them? Okay, sorry.
No worries.
I know there are sites, but the sites that I know about are east of the property. Just east. It was previously surveyed in '88.
And I mean, I don't know septic stuff that well. When you replace a septic system, are you just using the same footprint? Do we know? Or do you have to do a whole new area for the, not the leach field, but, well, I don't know if that includes the leach field.
That was my questions as well. I don't know.
Let me see if we can get the planner for the project in here. Sure, thank you. So we'll see if the project planner is available, because for me, it would really depend on exactly what replacing the septic entails. Is there any other comments or concerns by commissioners? Is his little dot green even?
It's green. You got the message.
Oh, is that you?
That's not me.
Oh.
Well, the leach field is moving, according to the one map.
What's moving?
So it's
The
more
leach
than
field.
so it's more than just
the-
disturbing the existing spot.
Right, and then I don't. I'm not sure about it just says septic system, so unless it's moving up.
Looks like according to this plan I'm looking at, it shows the existing leach field, then the replacement field next to it with 100% replacement fields.
But the boxes, I don't know if they move those.
Hmm.
Tanks, rather, whatever they're called.
I think Jim might be going to see if Mark is available, who's the project planner.
He's coming.
Okay.
I guess we never did decide how old the previous survey would be before we rejected it.
From my understanding, when we had that conversation, we kind of informally decided on about 10 years, but that it also depended on the archaeologist, because there were some archaeologists who felt like maybe 5 years was sufficient, whereas others, the 20, 30 years was sufficient. So it's, if I recall that conversation, we decided not to select a year, but more based on the quality of work. That's just my recollection of that conversation.
Let's see, which one?
Oh, so we have Mark Kleiser here for the project. So I think we've answered our question, but you can clarify.
Which one?
Sorry, CDP 2021 number 29 for Erickson.
Okay.
We're just trying to confirm whether the new septic system is being replaced in the same spot, or if it's going to be a new location and all that.
It's my understanding it's going to be in the same spot, but let me double check. When I did the site visit, it looked like that's where it was.
In the leach field has the replacement leach field already been developed when they developed the parcel? Or are they going to have to do the leach field with this request?
They're going to have to do the leach field.
Okay.
It's going to be in the same
Yes,
spot.
So it sounds like the septic tank, right, Mark? The septic tank will be
Yes.
in the same location, replacing the old one, but the replacement leach field will be new and will need to be established.
Right. So it's either either a resurvey or somebody present during the new leach field, I guess, is one way to look at it.
So your recommendations are either conduct a new survey or have an archaeologist present during ground disturbance?
If Allison, what are your thoughts?
Well,
Probably should just
Either
do a
one is-
resurvey. Yeah, I don't know.
it'd be nice to look at the soil though too, Bill.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with either one.
Maybe we could have a survey and have them look, especially do some ground probes in the area of the new leach line.
Any comments from Commissioner Lockhart or McBean?
No, I think I'd recommend getting a survey done as well of that area.
And if the survey happens to, well, never mind.
Commissioner Lockhart, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Would like to refer to the statement under on the cover page here of the report. Archaeological Native American Resource Recommendations. The proposed project area is located near the mouth of a 10-mile river. Given these factors, back up. Maps from the late 19th and mid 20th century indicate potential historic era land use in the project area. Given these factors, there is a moderate potential for unrecorded archaeological resources to be within the proposed project area. Due to the passage of time since the previous survey, 1998, and changes in archaeological theory and methods since that time, we recommend a qualified archaeologist conduct further how do you say that word?
Archival.
A field study for the project. I just like to bring that point out, and or we go back to discovery clause, or it just kind of
Excellent point.
It just kind of always
Okay,
makes me
well-
nervous.
So I've heard either the discovery clause now, and I've also heard a new survey, and or having an archaeologist present on site. So I don't know if one of those satisfies everything, and if someone wants to make a motion with one of those recommendations, or
I might make a motion that the property be resurveyed and a special attention given to the area of the new leach field with some shovel probes in that footprint.
so I have a motion by Commissioner Cole.
Well, that's not a motion. It's under discussion. I'm just suggesting it to see what Allison would say, and
Just the commissioners. There are 4 others of us.
I'm having a senior moment with the museum
Commissioner McBean
representative.
and Commissioner Lockhart.
Yeah.
It's okay, Bob.
Let's try and remember his first name.
Benjamin.
That's me.
Benjamin. Sorry, I apologize. It happens to me every day with somebody.
So Commissioner Cole has recommended that out of those options, we go with the survey with particular attention to the leach field area. Is there any opposition, or would any commissioner like to make a motion to actually make that the motion?
Or change it. I was bringing it up for discussion. I wasn't actually
No, I
submitting a
know.
motion.
So I'm just trying to see if there is any discussion, or if anyone would just want to take that as a motion.
Yeah.
In that case,
I'm
I'd
good
like
with
to
it.
make a motion that we do a new
Okay.
survey.
Okay. So I have I almost said commotion. I have a motion by Commissioner McBean to require a survey with particular attention to the leach field area.
See my dog?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second by Commissioner.
Okay.
We'll do a roll call. Planning and Building Services is an aye. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
Native American representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. A survey is required with special attention to the leach field area.
Okay.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.
Are you on the next one too?
Yes.
Okay, so you might
Okay.
just sit here.
And he owes me some.
Mark does?
I got him in the building.
Oh. Oh. Let's see, hold on, sorry, let me get organized. Okay, we are on case 3C. This is CDP 2021-0035. The owner is Mendocino County Department of Transportation. The applicant is Howard DeShiel.
Is Howard here?
Do not believe so. The request is a standard coastal development permit to repair 2 sections of Windy Hollow Road and the associated embankment. This includes replacement of base pavement, repair to the embankment and scour holes, and removal of dead or displayed vegetation. Is that right? Okay. The project is located in the coastal zone, roughly 2.5 miles north of Point Arena, with an there's no address, but Windy Hollow Road is County Road 508, and it is adjacent to Post Mile 2.11. And the APN is 133-050-RW for right-of-way, because it is a county DOT right-of-way. Do we have anyone for the project? Other than Mark, but... so there is no attendees for the project. We have Mark here, the project planner, for any questions, but it is open to the commission.
Is Caltrans doing this, or is this a private party?
Mark Kleiser, it's Department of Transportation.
Mendocino DOT, not state.
Oh. Allison, do you have the the ethnographic territory maps? Or just blow it?
Commissioner Scott, you're muted.
Sorry, Bill. No, I don't have it near me.
I'm gonna go in the other room and get mine.
Garcia River. Garcia River. Wait, where's the, oh, there's location.
Okay.
You're talking about, are you talking about the big map, this thing? The ethnographic map? I think it's,
That's
Anyway,
one of them.
there is a
it's like this area.
there is an old village site. I have the Pomo linguistic stock map territory. I think it's Barrett. There is a old village site up the river a little bit from the coast.
I saw that.
Kind of hard to say how far, but maybe we should have it surveyed.
If I can, so.
But they're going
my-
under, right? I mean, they're tearing out the road, so they would almost have to be present, I would think.
So that's what I was gonna go for, was that we have someone present, also due to the fact that it's like a road repair. I don't know that how, I don't know the necessity of this road, but I think having an archaeologist present would help, have the road operational faster. And that way resources are accounted for as well.
I like that idea.
Is there any other
I'm using my
comments
phone.
or recommendations?
No, I second that one.
So I'm not hearing much, so
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
Did you have more?
Sorry, I'm trying to do a couple things. No, I just wanted you to say what you said. Can
Okay,
you
so
repeat
I was
that?
just saying that due to the nature of the project, since they are attempting to repair a road, I will say how much of an emergency is this? Fairly.
It's fairly important.
Okay, so because it's the repair road, I feel having an archaeologist present might, we can cover the resource aspect of the project without delaying the project. Thank you. So unless there's any additional comment, I don't mind making that motion. And
I'm good with that.
okay, so then I will make a motion to approve the project with the condition that an archaeologist shall be present for all ground disturbing activities to ensure protection of archaeological resources. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second?
Okay, I saw like 3 people second that, so it's been seconded. So we'll take a roll call vote. Let me just write out the condition so I don't forget it. Archaeologists shall be present for all ground disturbing activities to protect archaeological resources. Okay, so we'll do a roll call vote.
Can I give it a second? Can you fix
Oh.
that for the second?
I saw faces by Commissioner McBean to second it. I don't think he. We'll go with Commissioner McBean seconded that
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah. I literally saw like everyone's face make a motion. So. Okay. Planning and Building Services is an I. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
Native American representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
Yeah,
The motion carries 5-0. The project can move forward with no survey, but a special condition that an archaeologist shall be present for all ground disturbing activities to protect archaeological resources has been included.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all your projects?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on the, oh, sorry. No. Moving down the agenda, we have case 3D, which is MS 2021-0005. The request,
It's okay.
or the owner applicant are Rick and Jane Couples. The agent is Ron Franz. The request is a minor subdivision of a 4.5 acre parcel into 2 parcels of 3.6 and 0.9 acres in size. This is located half a mile southwest of Hopland with an address of 501 St. Mary's Avenue. I don't believe we have anyone we do not have anyone in attendance for this project. And as I am the project planner for this, I will be abstaining from voting on this item, but I'll still sit here and discuss. So with that, I turn it over to the commission.
as I understand it, I don't think there's any ground disturbance that's going to be done here.
No,
It's just subdividing the parcel.
correct. It's already, the land is already developed and they are just seeking to separate the two houses. Additionally, the Sonoma state letter does state a low possibility as well. So yeah, as the project planner, the three points I would like to point out are that, one, it's been covered by ROOP, despite, I mean, I know it's an older survey, but it has been at least semi-surveyed. There's no ground disturbance. It's solely to separate two existing dwellings, and last, that there was a low possibility according to the Chris letter.
Excuse me, Vandy.
Yes.
How are they gonna separate it?
With the property, like they're trying to subdivide it because it's
Yeah,
currently
so
one
to-
parcel.
Yeah, so it's really a matter of boundary.
Yeah, they're creating a boundary line in
Yeah,
between them.
The logistics of a boundary.
Yeah,
Okay, just so I get it.
yeah, there should be,
Where, I couldn't find any narrative on it.
here's the proposed map.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
So yeah, it shows you, are you asking about subdividing in general? So in general, when we subdivide, there's two ways in which it could occur. There's a minor subdivision, which means you're taking one legal parcel and creating no more than four, plus the remainder. So if you took the original and then took out four parcels off of it, you got to keep the fifth. So technically it's like five. And then we have what's called a major subdivision when it's five or more, and that's like the big projects like Gardens Gate or Bella Vista. But it's just taking existing property lines and creating new ones to make the parcels smaller.
So what about, water and septic type thing?
Well, for this, they already are both, because both residences are existing, all their water and septic has already been accounted for, and I believe they're actually within the Hopland Utilities District, so they receive their water at least from the city of Hopland, not the city, the community
So they
of
have separate
Hopland.
meters?
They probably are because they're two residences, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I also had a question.
yes.
Can the proposed parcel 1, can that be divided again at a future?
Let me, I mean, I would believe so, given the size of
Yeah.
the 0.9, but let me just look at the zoning real
Pretty
quick.
large. He's in construction, so go for it.
Well,
So,
I mean, one of the-
based on the zoning, yes, they could. They could go down technically to an acre. So,
And so would we see this property again if that were
Only
to
if-
occur?
only if they intended to subdivide or conduct some type of project that would entail a discretionary permit.
So, that's one of the things we have to remember, that interior Mendocino County, we don't see building permits and we don't see permits for septic tanks or any of that kind of stuff. The only stuff we see is for subdivision, or as Vandy was saying, some kind of special discretionary thing.
Yeah.
So this is our only chance to see this property.
I mean, I can't say yes because it's necessarily, I mean, if they do subdivide or if they do another project in the future, then it would come back to us. But I mean, with what is submitted to the county, this is a opportunity, yes. And should they
I
do
guess-
nothing else in the future, then yes. But again, yeah.
I guess
There-
the way I would look at it is, Rope surveyed it It is, I don't see any other, I don't see another creek or anything going through the
No.
property. And it is a little bit,
In the floodplain, right? Of
yeah, a little bit back from.
this
US
place
Creek.
floods like crazy though when it's a wet winter.
I don't know, I suppose we could go with the previous survey. Want to.
If you're okay, Bill, I'm okay.
Okay,
Pretty low since it is in the floodplain.
it's a ways from Felix Creek, and there's no other creek running through the property.
No, it's pretty flat out there.
Yeah, I guess we just accept the previous survey. He's a PhD guy, so I don't know if that means anything. But I really want to defer to Allison and Lois. So it's Pomo country.
I know, I can't say what's good.
Sorry?
I said, I
I was
know,
looking at the-
threw it in on Falus Creek,
No.
and they're not far from him.
Vandy, how far from the creek is it?
Depends on the season.
I would agree with that statement. According to the maps, it's roughly 300 to 400 feet.
Oh, really? It looks like a lot further than that.
No, it's somewhat close, but it's like in the floodplain though.
Yeah.
The
And
creek meanders all over the place through there.
Yeah.
It still tries to now.
The Faluses. We're related to the Faluses. Should I excuse myself?
No.
We'd never vote.
Again, as,
Yeah, I'll
as the
make a-
project planner, I'm just gonna I'm gonna abstain from voting on this, so I'm kind of looking to the commission to, I don't know if there's more discussion or if a motion wants to be made, entertained, or.
I'd make a motion to accept the previous survey.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Cole to accept the previous survey by Roop 1978. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
I'll second. Oh,
Sorry.
So,
jumping
I
on
have a
board.
I had a second by Commissioner McBean. We'll do like a roll call vote. Planning and Building is abstaining. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
Native American representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
No.
Okay. Motion carries 3-1. No survey required, no survey required. The previous survey suffices, and that does mean, just so you know, this discovery clause does apply.
Amen.
So moving on the agenda, we have our last case under section 3. This is 3E. This is CDP 2021-0005. The owner, applicant, and agent is Mendocino County Department of Transportation, so Mendocino County DOT. The request is a standard coastal development permit to replace a minor stream crossing culvert on Bryceland Road, which suffered damage during the February 2019 storm event. This is located 27 miles west of Garberville, at mile markers 5.81 and 6.20. No address. And I don't believe we have anyone for the. We don't have anyone in attendance for the project, so it is open to the commission.
It's a road that goes down to Usal Creek?
So there's that visitor center over at the Sinkyone Wilderness State Park, and it's I mean, technically I think you can get to it from Mendocino, but it requires that you go up to Humboldt first, because you pretty much have to go up to Whitethorn and then come back down along the coast, from my understanding, I believe. But it is a coastal road in the far, far, far north of the county coastline.
Okay. Well, it looks like it's just that in that circle area, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's a really steep country. I mean, what happened? The road blew out or something?
Yes, because the culvert was too small to accommodate the water from the 2019 February storm event.
I personally, I would not recommend it further. You know, based on the fact that it's blown out and it's right in the reason it blew
It's gone
out
if it was there.
is, it was super steep terrain in the middle of a gulch.
Do I have any comments by Commissioner Lockhart or McBean?
No prior surveys of the area?
No. Oh, possibly by state parks, but not that's been reported on the Chris document.
How close does that come to Rockport?
Not close at all.
Not at all.
No. Like I mentioned, you have to actually drive in to get to this road. You have to go through Humboldt.
No, I'm trying to imagine.
Yeah, you either go up 101 and exit off Garberville and head towards Shelter Cove and then
that
down,
road that goes,
or you take Usal.
yeah,
Yeah,
or you can fly by helicopter.
I guess if you want to do that.
I'm good with it. I don't know if you make a motion.
Okay. Where did it go? Make a motion that CDP 2021-0005 that we don't require a survey, it's just a discovery clause.
So I have a motion by Commissioner Cole to accept the project with no survey, but apply the discovery clause for case CDP 2021-0005. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Oh, so good. Everyone is just in anticipation. So I have a second by Commissioner Lockhart. So we'll do a roll call vote. Planning and Building Services is an aye. Museum representative.
Aye.
Archaeologist representative.
Aye.
Native American representative.
Aye.
And alternate representative.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. No survey required, but the discovery clause shall apply. Oh, I need a 5. I can't count today. Okay. So before we move on to the agenda, for some of you, for Commissioners Cole, Scott, and Lockhart, Case 4A, when we started the meeting, there was no quorum. So I'm just advising that the survey was accepted using language in the code that states when there is no quorum, the designee for the Planning and Building Services Director may approve surveys in which there are no archaeological resources discovered. The survey for case 4A, CDP 2021-0011, did not have any findings in the did not have any resources found in the field survey, so we administratively approved that survey as everyone was joining. However, since we were in the middle of that motion, we continued with it. So item 4A has already been addressed, which means we are going to move on to item 4B. And with that, we have case 4B, which is use permit U 2021-0006. The owner is Robert Anderson. The applicant is AT&T Mobility. The agent is Epic Wireless and Ashley Smith. Excuse me. The request is a use permit to construct a new 120-foot tall cellular antenna tower with a lattice-type design. 12 panel antennas would be placed upon the tower, along with one GPS unit, 15 RRUs, along with 9 other future tower loading and 4 surge suppressors, a 40 by 45-foot equipment lease area surrounded by a 6-foot tall chain link fence is also proposed at the base of the tower, which will include a pre-manufactured 8 by 8-foot equipment shelter with associated interior equipment and a 30 kilowatt AC diesel standby generator attached to a 190 gallon capacity belly tank within a level ±2 acoustic enclosure. All equipment will be placed on concrete pads. The location is in a coastal zone, roughly 2 miles northeast of Wallala, located at 45315 County Club Way. And I do believe we have attendees for this item, so if we could bring them in, please.
I don't have any maps or anything. I can't see where the property is.
Is there?
Did CAL FIRE sign off on this?
Hold on, sorry, let me just answer Bill's thing. So Bill, on page,
Is this
page
a survey?
Yes, it is a survey.
Oh, okay. 0006, right?
Yeah, so at the page after page 12 has a location map.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
Lois, what was your question?
CAL FIRE, did CAL FIRE sign off? I didn't see a letter.
They typically don't sign off until the later parts of the project. What can happen is that we can refer it to CAL FIRE and they'll give us their what they'll recommend.
That can get pretty windy through that area.
Yeah. So ultimately CAL FIRE will need to approve, but that typically occurs during the building permit phase.
Okay.
So we wouldn't necessarily have sign off right now.
Yeah, okay.
So like I said, we do have, I apologize. So, Aniela and Ashley for the project. So if one of you or both of you would like to speak to the commissioners prior to our review, now would be your opportunity. Otherwise, please let us know and we'll continue with our review.
Thank you very much. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So my name is Ashley Smith. I am the agent for AT&T Mobility in regards to the project off of Country Club Way in Gualala. As stated previously, this is a 120-foot lattice tower, all enclosed within a 6-foot chain link fence. All equipment's also within that leased area as well. All the panel antennas and RAUs are going to be at the 116-foot rad center. This project will provide coverage and capacity for AT&T customers, as well as the WLL, it's internet project, so internet to the community surrounding this tower as well. And this is also a co-locatable tower, meaning Verizon and T-Mobile someday could co-locate and be present on this tower. And I'm here to answer any questions in regards to this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm seeing, and I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but Aniela is the archaeologist that conducted the survey, and it appears she's on with us as well for questions.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you were very close. It's Aniela, so.
Aniela, okay.
You were super close. But yeah, I was the archaeologist on site to conduct the survey, so if there are any questions regarding the report, I'm here to answer them.
Thank you.
Where did you study archaeology?
I received my undergrad at the University of La Crosse, or University of Wisconsin in La Crosse. I did my field school with San Luis Obispo, and then I received my master's degree in England.
So it's kind of an interesting ridgetop location, huh?
Yes, but it was surprising. Like where the house is on the property is the highest elevation. So to get to the tower, you actually walk down an existing road into like a lower valley spot, which you could see a lot of run, like there were very deep ruts in that access road going down to where the tower is from rain.
Yeah, I can see. Any rock outcrops there?
No, there were no rock outcrops.
I'd accept the survey.
So Bill has or Commissioner Cole has stated that he's willing to accept the survey. Is there any other comments or concerns by other commissioners? Scott, McBean, Lockhart? Commissioner Scott, you're muted.
Sorry. Trying to keep my dogs at bay. I'm good.
So hearing nothing, I'll make a motion to accept the survey for case U 2021-000006 with the recommendations of the survey as well as the discovery clause. Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Again, so I'll give that one to Lockhart. Seconded by Commissioner Lockhart. So we'll take a roll call vote. Planning and Building Services is an aye. Museum representative?
Aye.
Archaeologist representative,
Aye.
Native American representative,
Yes.
and alternate representative.
Yes.
The survey is accepted with a motion carries 5-0, and the survey is accepted along with the discovery clause. Thank you, Aniela and Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you just mute him? Oh. So moving on to the agenda, matters from staff. I don't believe staff has anything. So then moving on to matters from the commission, I know Commissioner Cole, you had two things that I'm assuming you're the one that texted me. My phone's broken and all my contacts are gone, and I don't know who would text me about archaeological stuff other than you. So I'm assuming it was you. So I believe one of the items you wanted to bring up was the violation for use permit U 2015-0008. They have gotten the survey conducted. The agent felt the survey, from my understanding, the agent felt the survey needed to be a bit broad, or needed to be a bit more detailed as well as broader in its scope. So we were originally going to have that survey for this meeting. However, due to the agent wanting the survey to be improved, I guess, we'll most likely be seeing that in November. So they are working on the survey, or they have a survey, and now they're just doing amendments to the survey. So we should see the findings next month. And then I believe your other item was based off the sticky note on my thing that I keep failing to do for us every meeting, which is the protocols sheet. Although I just don't recall what it is about our protocols that we were looking for updates to. I just wrote protocol sheet.
We kind of wanted to clarify, we wanted to make sure that they're looking at mineral soil. So if they're surveying in a, like a heavy grass area, we want to know that if it's determined to be a sensitive area, that every 5 paces or so, they clear the grass to mineral soil, at least in a 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter area.
So let me pull up the stuff, because I think, can I get rid of this, right? If I click participants again.
Yeah.
Let's see. Shared. So I'll share my screen.
If you share your screen, just to warn you, you may lose the feed.
Oh, I can't share my screen because we'll lose the feed. So I will read it verbatim instead. I apologize if that's not the most convenient, but that sounds like it's our option. So what we currently have is, under the fields method section, it states, this section should describe the survey strategy, transect type, spacing, size of crew, and techniques implemented in the survey to ensure proper coverage. Describe area of coverage and identify any areas that did not receive coverage. Reference the survey coverage map. Discuss any factors that affected ground disturbance. Discuss any factors that affected ground surface visibility, i.e. duff, vegetation, or modern disturbances, and any methods used to identify subsurface or near-surface archaeological resources, i.e. probing, examination of rodent burrows, cut bank exposures. Describe techniques used to record site and methods used to define site boundaries, and that no more than 10-meter transects shall be used in sensitive areas. So I think what you're focusing on is the piece that says, discuss any factors that affected ground surface visibility and any methods used to identify subsurface or near surface resources. So I think the issue is that it's recommending that if that occurs, that they should do it, whereas I think you want to require it, is what I'm understanding. Is that accurate?
Ground surface visibility and access to mineral soil, or ground surface visibility and visibility of mineral soil. Does that make sense? Can you squeeze that in there somewhere?
So can you state what you just, sorry, can you state that again?
Well, there was a place where I think you could have added visible access to mineral soil.
But so I think the issue is that the way that we have, because this is the document we provide archaeologists that conduct surveys for their applicants. What I think the issue is that the recommendations just say, if you have to check soils, that this is how you do it, whereas it should say, I was going to say, if you can't see the soils, then you must do these following things. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We
I'll
want
amend the description to go from, like, if you do this to when you do, as Allison said, when you do this.
Yeah, we want them to describe what they did to access, to visibly.
The method.
Visibly accessing mineral soil. What did they do to do that?
Right.
Or that we're asking them to do that where necessary when they can't see mineral soil.
Right, and that's the issue, is that we previously were not, the document, excuse me. I hope no one heard that. What currently is written is not so much as a requirement as it is like, if you do this. So again, just to reiterate what the direction I'm going to go in is that if ground soils are not visible, that they should be, this is something they should be doing if ground soils are not visible, as opposed to letting them do their own thing and thinking, oh, well, this is fine if I don't check soils. I know, okay, sorry, I'm making it more confusing. I understand where you're taking it. You want this to be a requirement, in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
And how did they do it? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I got that, and I wrote it down this time. So I will have that, I will have an updated document for our review at the next meeting.
Awesome. I knew you could do it.
So with that, are there any other matters from the commission?
When is my term up? I forgot.
Let's give everyone an update on terms. Benjamin doesn't need to worry about this because he is a designee, and even as the museum director, your term does not expire. So me and Benjamin are free of expiration.
Wow.
Let me
Impressed.
can I see the keyboard, please? Let me just get when the other commissioners expire, since we're all here. Let's see. Board of Supervisors. Where is this? Boards of Commissions. So we have Archaeological Commission. Okay. So we have Lois, you're expiring March 1st of 22.
Thank you.
Allison, you're also March 1st of 22. And Bill, you are April 1st of 22. So I know that's like 6-7 months away, but it'll be here before we know it.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking.
So make sure if you want to, continue your position on the commission, that you send your application to the clerk of the board for reappointment.
Sooner than later.
Yeah, sooner than later.
So can I have a hard copy, or do I have to find somebody to put it on? Cyberspace.
Unfortunately, I think you can fill out a hard copy, but I think they're only accepting digital. I will find out.
Thank you. Because I'm still in transitional housing, so I'm, so I feel like I'm just kind of like walking on raw eggs all the time. I don't know where I'm going. And I can't even get my guitar in tune. That's what really bugs me.
I mean, it's a great way to look at your problems.
Hot, cold weather affects the stringed instrument terribly.
Okay, I have that note. Okay. So then, any other items from the commission? Seeing none, do we have any matters from the public?
Nothing there.
Cool. So with that, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Can I, as a member of the commission or not, maybe just as an archaeologist, can I communicate with the archaeologist who did the AT&T tower thing or whatever it was? Yeah, AT&T. Can I communicate with her about the very thing that we wanted to do in our update? Because all she says is that she didn't think the area was sensitive, and the results of the pedestrian survey found no cultural resources. That's all she says about what she did.
Yeah. I mean, we've already taken action on this item, so I don't see why it would have to be on your own.
Yeah,
but
is that going to mess? Am I interfering with the Brown Act? I mean, am I not supposed to communicate with her about this?
You would be interfering if 3 of you went and discussed something with her, because once there's 3 members of this commission, so once there's quorum of commissioners, in this case 3 members, are situated either in like a Zoom meeting or in person or a phone call, that's technically a meeting, and that's the violation of the Brown Act. You reaching out to the applicant once we've concluded this meeting in which her case has been heard, there's no issue there.
And I'm not reaching out to the applicant. I'm just reaching out to the archaeologist.
Right. So no, there's no issue.
Okay, cool.
Just make sure you don't have a phone call with Benjamin and Allison on the line with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So with that, can I get an adjournment?
Nice seeing everybody.
I saw Ben's mouth, so I'll just go with a motion to adjourn by Commissioner McBean. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, we are adjourned at 3:27 on October 13th. Thank you all for coming.
It's lovely to see you all.
The mouth.
See you, Bill. When can we come back to being human?